Hello and welcome. Season 2, episode 93 of the Light Pole Podcast. I'm your host today, Darian, and today I have the usuals back with me, Kyler, Wiley, and Joey. And just as an update for people, we are working on the sweatshirt situation. We should have that out within the next few weeks, an update on that. So we are looking into it.
Sometime between the next 1 and 10 years, we'll have them. So
true. Yes. Between the next week and the next 10 years, there's no doubt that it will be out.
Shipping times are insane during COVID.
You never know,
you wouldn't believe it.
Disgusting. So, it feels like it's been forever since we've been together, guys.
I think it's because it has.
It has been. Yeah.
Even in person, honestly.
Yeah, true.
Things have been wild.
I haven't seen Wiley in a very long time.
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
That's true.
Spider-Man?
Last month.
Geez, yeah, that's right.
Late last month.
Yeah. It just feels like
that's
a long
rough.
time.
Yeah.
It just feels
You know
like
what,
a
though?
long time.
That is actually the perfect segue to Spider-Man No Way Home. It's going to kick off our entertainment news today.
Okay.
Go ahead, Wiley.
Are we referring to the whole box office thing?
We are.
All right.
Mhm.
I do want to correct something, though, because for some reason, I looked that up last night. So basically, the way this is going to happen is Darian believed that it would not beat out Endgame if it was not in pandemic era.
Did we discuss this on the podcast?
We did.
We did.
Yes.
It was on here.
Yeah,
Okay.
and
Okay.
Darian said absolutely not. And I think
All
all
right.
three of us said without pandemic, without a doubt, it would beat.
Yeah.
So I looked it up last night because I was like, we're going to record tomorrow. Let me check it. And it said it was at number 4 grossing all time with $2,095,000,000. Now, I looked it up today and everywhere else. I looked up multiple sources. And for some reason, I don't know if it was an error yesterday, but it's actually sitting at 1.5 billion. And
it's substantially less.
Yeah, it's number 8, not number 4.
He doubled it.
Or something like that. I'm very confused on what happened there.
Did you check the same website?
I did,
went
and
to?
I checked multiple other ones, and they've all been saying 1.5.
Yeah, so you want to go to Box Office Mojo? That's like the legit.
That's the
where
one
you're
I
getting
was
that most
looking
accurate.
at. That's the one I sent you
It's-
yesterday.
Yeah, you sent a screenshot. There's proof of
Yeah.
They're
what
showing
you said yesterday.
1.5 billion on Box Office
And
Mojo.
I'm looking
So-
at the screenshot of yesterday, and it says,
Yeah.
as of January 12th, 1544 PST, and it says at 2,095,000,000. So I don't know what happened there.
That's weird.
So,
It shows
Let
it
me
right
tell
on
you.
Avatar, Avengers, Titanic, Spider-Man, No Way Home.
Regardless,
regardless,
Yeah.
I
Still impressive.
don't think I could have been any more wrong with how much money this movie made in the pandemic era.
in
This
a
is
pandemic
like-
era with no China release. For those who don't know,
with no China release.
for those who don't know, in the past, this whole year since beginning of 2021, China has not released anything Marvel related. Nothing.
What is that?
I think the prime minister just doesn't like Marvel at this point or something. I really don't know. I don't know. I'm just saying.
He's like, nah, screw it. Get it out of my country.
I don't
Yeah.
know if it has to do with like the powers or I have no idea. I just know they haven't released anything in China Marvel related. So I was trying to do the numbers here. So I looked up how much did Endgame make in China? How much was the box office in China?
In China alone?
In China alone. And it was 629 million. So let's say it did similar for Spider-Man. We would be looking at closer to the 2 billion. If it was at that 2 billion that I had mentioned yesterday, that's easily almost 3 billion. It would definitely beat out Endgame, I think. 100%.
That's actually mind-blowing. It would absolutely, that would be, Spider-Man No Way Home would be the highest grossing
The
film of all
top
time.
grossing film of all time. Can you imagine? I would have
That
been
is
so happy.
wild.
But
And you know what's so crazy? It's during this time right now when Omicron's out and all these people. Well, the release actually just missed Omicron by like 2 weeks.
yeah, it would have definitely took a
And-
hit in the
A big hit.
which I think you know what could affect it ongoing because it's still #1 in the box office every weekend. So can you
Dude,
imagine
I'm looking
without
right now.
that?
It's, I mean,
Run,
just
Wendy.
last Saturday, it made 14 million. The Saturday before that was 23 million. Like, they're not
14
slowing
million.
down.
Hey, it was like almost a month ago. Holy
That's what
cow.
I'm saying.
In,
There are
in-
movies
in the
out here.
States?
In the States. Yeah.
That's
Was it in the
domestic.
States? Domestic? Okay.
That is crazy. There are movies right now, which, for example, this was another piece of movie news. The 355. Have you guys heard of this movie?
Mm-mm.
Yes. Yep. Mhm.
Yeah, it's one of the biggest flops in recent history. This movie.
What is it?
355.
So
it is.
Premises?
Do you remember, Kyler? I sent a text message and I was like, imagine a movie of 4 international super spies, but they're all women.
Oh, yeah.
That's what the 355 is. That's what I saw the trailer for it. And I was like,
we were talking about this.
with
Because-
Jessica Chastain, Lupita Nyong'o.
But the
We're in-
355, that was like a thing.
Before the
his-
pandemic, this is
no, it's
Oh,
a
I don't know.
historical thing. It's based off of some spies from a country. I forgot what country. It was like a international spy organization of women, I think it was, and they used them
Mhm.
because they were less conspicuous than men.
Mhm.
It wasn't with you guys that I had this conversation.
Nope.
Maybe
No.
it was at work.
It's
like-
possible that you had it with us, but I don't remember. The thing is, though, I feel like we've gotten we're in an era right now where they're doing all these female spy movies. So like
Mhm.
The Protege is one that just released recently. There's that one with Maggie Q that she did with was it Michael Keaton? We saw the trailer for that left and right in the movie theaters.
Yep.
That was the
Charlize
Protege.
Theron had
Wasn't that
one.
the Protege?
Oh, that was the Protege?
Yeah.
I don't
Okay, I couldn't
that
remember that. Yeah, we saw the
Which
It
trailer
was
for
Samuel,
it.
Samuel Jackson was like the trainer, and they killed him. So then she's going after. You don't remember seeing
And
that
it
trailer?
bombed.
What in the world?
I mean, it looked really bad in the
in
trailer.
the trailers?
Yeah. It looked like.
Who's Maggie Q?
Oh man, you ever seen Designated Survivor?
The show with Kiefer Sutherland?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I thought he was gonna say like, yeah, that seems like a
Let me
show
see.
you would watch, Kylie. I don't know why.
My
It
dad
is.
likes it.
Balls of Fury. She's the female love interest in the movie.
Okay, I still have yet to see Balls of Fury, so I'm just gonna
Oh,
look her up on IMDb.
real quick.
No.
I know.
Real quick, 355 was the secret code name for the first female spy during the American Revolution.
Oh, American Revolution. Okay,
See,
Oh.
that sounds like a really cool way they could have went about that.
she's from Mission Impossible. One of them, 3. Is it
Okay,
3?
that one's old. I don't remember.
Was it 3 or
3. Yeah,
one-
the third one.
it wasn't 3, right?
Yeah, she was the one in the Lambo, and she's like, I don't want to blow it up.
Yeah, it's such a nice car.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
Okay. I can't find the actual what it cost, the production cost to make the movie, but it only made 4 million. Opening
dude,
weekend.
that's rough. Oh my.
And we're talking a movie with Jessica Chastain, Lupita Nyong'o, Diane Kruger, like these legendary actors already.
Wasn't
and it's
Penelope
like, yeah,
Cruz in it too, or something?
Penelope Cruz, heavy bomb.
Penelope Cruz. I forgot she was even a person. I haven't seen
I
her
think
in
she's been-
ages.
I know. I think she's been doing Spanish movies these past
Oh.
few years. I could be wrong.
Yeah,
I think
that
she
makes
is.
sense.
So that's why I was saying in a time where Spider-Man a month after release is still making 14 million on a Saturday opening weekend.
That hurts.
The problem with the 355 was not only was there no promotion for the movie, but I think it's because they knew the reviews were going to be bad and garbage reviews, like really bad
My
across
boy
the board.
Sebastian Stan is in it.
Yep.
Oh,
That's a thing that I feel like has been happening more and more frequently. A lot of these movies are getting zero promotion.
You know what I think?
Like,
Yeah.
You know what?
none.
I feel like they're overestimating social media. So I feel like they think if I put out a few trailers, social media, word of mouth, Twitter, Instagram,
It'll pick
it'll promote itself. And I think they're trying to cut costs by doing that, and it's just
not
not
worth
working.
it.
It's not working.
I saw this video on YouTube, and it was talking about all the like franchises, like movie franchises that are most likely going to be canceled due to not making enough money. And one of the funnier ones was that Infinity movie with Mark Wahlberg. Apparently, that was supposed to be like a sci-fi action franchise with Mark Wahlberg and like all these like actors and stuff. And they said that it did so terribly. It didn't even, I don't think it even got back what it cost to make the movie. I forgot the exact cost because it gave how much the movie cost to make and how much it made.
That's how you know. They didn't
it was like,
profit off of it.
exactly. They were like, yeah, this one's dead in the water because it just bombed.
It was pretty ridiculous.
There was so many though. There was like a 15-20 minute video.
And it suffered from the same thing. The promotion was really bad.
They started promoting the movie 2 weeks before release.
See,
no, that's really bad.
And the early movie reviews were terrible. Same thing that the 355 suffered from, and all these new movies that are coming out.
I think it was because this is still with Infinity too. They didn't do like a pre-screening for critics, so critics had to pay to watch the movie out of their own pocket. So then they panned it even more when they went to actually review it. That movie was just done all wrong. Yeah, it was a whole mess.
You could tell when these movies have no faith in like it actually being good, which is what worries me about this movie Moonfall.
Like halfway through.
Just do something.
Yeah. The 355 was supposed to come out in January. I think it was January of 2020, and it got delayed by a few weeks, and then COVID hit. So we're talking 2 years later. They're like, we're not spending money on promotion for this. We know it's not good.
That's
probably.
true. You know what? Because I remember I saw a trailer for it the other day. I'm like, didn't this movie come out like 5 years ago? Like,
yeah.
When did it actually release?
Like
this weekend.
Oh, this
weekend was the release.
Oh, ouch. Dang.
And don't get me wrong, I'm not going to put a movie like that, 1-to-1 with Spider-Man.
No,
because it's a Marvel movie. You can't do that. But for Spider-Man a month after to still be performing, 3-4 times as much, just says a lot about Spider-Man. I wouldn't say it,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Makes sense.
Well, that's the same thing that happened with Free Guy. Free Guy was supposed to come out like 2 years before it actually released. I remember all the time seeing all these trailers, and I'm like, when is this movie gonna come out? Yes, that's why I couldn't fathom the fact that you had no idea what you were walking into when you said you finally watched the movie. I had seen so many trailers.
Me too. I'm in the same boat as you, Kai. Like I remember, and then it was one of those movies that I could just completely forgot about. Yeah, because I was like, this was supposed to come out years ago. So
why isn't this out yet? Same thing with Black Widow. Yeah, Black Widow was supposed to come out for like 2 years.
Yeah. That's true. God, that I love Free Guy.
Quick disclaimer. I just want to remind the viewers and listeners that we are not professionals. We know nothing of what we're talking about. Just keep that in mind going forward.
Yeah. Yes. Also, today's episode is sponsored by
Pacha
Goat Soap. Goat milk soap.
There we go.
Yeah. Look at this one today.
That one looks amazing.
It actually looks really good.
Crazy, right?
How's that smell?
My OCD is pleased with the shape.
It's vanilla and lemon.
Those are some harsh edges right there. You can cut yourself.
I know.
That's a brick.
I'd like to apologize to my niece.
I'm sorry.
Every episode. Without
every episode, somehow I make.
I'm the one with the broken mic, but yet you still seem to destroy.
Yeah, you better let that thing sit under some like super hot water to smooth out those edges before you use it.
That's
cuts.
so
next topic. Next topic.
So anyway, the CW is going up for sale, is what it looks like right now. Which has
let it die.
Let us know why. Let us know why.
Oh, does anyone have it up? I had it.
If I'm correct, it has not been profitable for 8 years. Was that the correct time frame?
Longer.
Was it 10?
Let me hold up. 8 years.
15. Oh, 15 years it hasn't been profitable.
Let's backtrack.
I like how we all did the same thing.
Wow.
Let's backtrack.
15. Okay.
You can go all the way back. 15 years is 2006, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What was on?
2006 is 15 years ago. That's wild.
All right. What was on?
I'm thinking Smallville.
What was owned by the CW in 2006? Let's see. You had Comedy Show All of Us. You had Everybody Hates Chris. You had Smallville. You had One Tree Hill.
Somebody say
You had, let's see,
Remy Zero.
Yep.
America's Next Top Model, Legion of Superheroes, Girlfriends,
Legion of Superheroes,
Gilmore Girls, Seventh Heaven.
Okay.
Oh my
Charmed,
God.
Supernatural,
This is 2000.
Johnny Test.
Oh my God.
Listen, all right,
Johnny Test?
you're telling me all of those shows and you haven't been profitable?
Yeah,
This
it's
bad.
that's really bad. That's really bad, and it explains why we've been trashing them for the past 2 years of this podcast.
I was about to say that. It makes sense that
Explains.
the
Gone downhill.
production value is just not there between the effects for like their DC shows and the writing especially.
Yeah.
But then it also baffles me as to why these shows are on their 7th, 8th, 9th season.
Just let it
Like-
die. Because they're trying to recoup that
promise
money.
you,
but it's
I'll
just
make you
not-
money this season. I promise you, I'll make you money this season.
It gets so much worse. We've showed clips of it on the podcast of the Flash with lightsabers. For some reason. Like, what is happening? Just stop.
And this is what we've been
Oh, my
complaining.
goodness.
We've literally said, why is it that season 9 of The Flash looks 20 times worse than season 1? And now we understand. 15 years of
the
non-profitability.
coffers are dry.
Yeah.
It looks like
So
they
they're being
put all
sold.
their effort into that first season to try to recoup that money, and it just didn't
Yeah.
work out. And they
Which
probably
is crazy because everyone was watching it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So they probably saw a spike,
Arrow
and they were
too.
probably like, you know what? One more season of this, it's gonna go up. And then season 2 came out, and they're like, it's still not there. Let's maybe try with season 3, and then it just kept going until it just kept going down and down.
But they're just doing all of these shows that you can tell cost money for the effect, like Legends of Tomorrow. That all takes place in the future, doesn't it?
Oh,
So
that
it
was a
needs
bad
travel.
show.
And there's like 10 different heroes that all need their own special effects. So stop focusing on shows that require all these effects and just do something more basic that is going to be cheaper, will probably save you money on production.
But with good
But
writing.
if you use the money from production and just pour it into the writing staff, then you'll probably make money off of it. Like, I didn't go to college.
Kyler.
I
Go
work
ahead,
I work
Kyler.
in a factory, and I can
Go
tell you
ahead,
that
Kyler.
that's going to be your solution right there.
Yeah.
It's so
So-
bad.
That is bad.
It's not sold yet. It was in a bidding war, and nothing is said. in
Nobody
stone yet.
wanted it.
Everyone's trying to
Oh.
bid out.
Yeah. So
to
as
get
of right now,
$1.
it's still operating. But that means that there are new shows that will be coming out on it. One of those new shows is the new Zorro.
Oh yeah.
So, if any of you have ever seen The Legend of Zorro with Antonio Banderas, then you would know it's a classic, you know?
see it.
I would be
again.
happy if he comes back at least.
You know, I
Is it
think
a-
I would too, Joe.
Is it a continuation or is it a reboot?
No. So the only plot line we have from this new show, which, okay, I'm just going to read it to you. So this is directed by Robert Rodriguez, written by Robert Rodriguez and his sister, Rebecca.
Mhm.
It's a young Latinx woman seeking vengeance for her father's murder who joins a secret society and adopts the outlaw persona of Zorro. You know what? Now that I read that, I think I'm open to it. Unfortunately,
I'm okay
it's the
with it.
CW. So
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. If my boy Antonio comes back and he's like the mentor,
I was gonna say
Imagine.
if
He
he's like
implements,
the mentor or
like, the
something
old-
like that. But
you
she
know, the
said
push-ups
that
with the candles, etc.
it said she
Mm.
takes up the mantle of Zorro, which means that Zorro has already existed, which would lead one to assume that there's you could possibly conceivably get him on.
Yeah.
okay, so it says a female-fronted reboot of Zorro. So
Mhm.
yeah, you know what? I think I'm open for that. It's not that they're
Yeah, I
replacing
don't
him. It's
mind it.
like, yeah, things change. I just hope it's good. I hope it's well
I just
written.
want, if he's there, that's all I care. I want to hear his voice.
Dude.
Just watch. Spy
I'd be down
Kids.
to watch this. Oh goodness. I was just gonna do the voice, but then I was just gonna do the grandfather. Bro.
I know, me too. Me too.
Junie.
Ride the wave.
Oh my goodness.
He's like, you can walk, Grandpa. It's like I can do
I
more.
can do more
than
than that.
Jumps across the moon. I love Spy Kids 3D. Oh my goodness. I look so red in this thing. Anyway. Yeah. So
are they still gonna do Powerpuff Girls?
Oh my goodness, I forgot.
What happened to that.
That's a good question.
Because I know that was like something that we discussed on the podcast, that they had gotten the rights to it.
Yeah, that they had to reshoot the first episode.
That's right.
Well, because they leaked the script.
Yeah,
it was wild.
Way too much.
Yes.
And didn't one of them leave? One of the actresses?
Did she?
Dude, yeah, Chloe Bennett. Yep, I'm reading that right now. Look at that, man.
Who's Chloe Bennett? Is she like a known actress?
Yeah, she is. I'm trying to figure out where she's from. I've seen her plenty of times. Man, that's crazy. Yeah, we talked about this. You know what it sounds like it's in right now? Production hell, which is basically the bounce back and forth between the executives and the people that are creating the show. Mm-hmm. And shows and movies can be in that for years. Just promote, hey, here's our pilot, and they're like, that's not good.
By the time it's not gonna go anywhere.
Am I looking at the wrong one? The one that I'm looking at. Oh wait. No. I was looking at one that was like different, and it said that it was they were in their 20s. That there's 2 episodes out, and that Tom Kenny, the voice of SpongeBob, is the narrator. Am I looking at a different Powerpuff Girls?
Whatever site you on, you're gonna Powerpuff Girls.
You know he does that. That's him.
Is it really?
Yeah. That's Tom Kenny. The Goo Lagoon. Yeah,
sounds Russian.
So, anyway, I want to keep it moving. Happy news. The Batman has received a PG-13 rating.
Woo.
We can all rejoice.
They showed a screenshot of Riddler in like full costume and everything like
finally.
That. Yeah. Because
we just said Batman received a PG-13 rating, so we're into that now.
Was he wearing that costume in the trailer when he was in the diner? He had the mask on, right?
No, not in the diner. The very first trailer that came out, when he was pulling out the tape, he was wearing the full costume.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay.
Dude, I'm unfathomably excited for that movie.
That's a March, complaining about it, though.
Yes. March, first week of March.
How the Riddler looks.
But whatever.
Yeah, people want a more original look. They want the whole like
the whole suit with the question marks on it.
Green tights or the suit with the question
mark.
But
then you get Jim Carrey Riddler. Nobody liked that.
Thank you.
Yeah, pretty much.
And you know what?
I'm here for it, man.
I actually saw a lot of people complaining that it didn't get an R rating. And this is what bothers me about people. A movie doesn't need an R rating to make it dark or good. And it's like people these days, they just want the R rating because they're like, oh, then it could be more bloody. Bloodier, gorier, and more cusses does not make a movie better.
No.
And I read this comment that said, let me see.
You know what it is? People relate the rating to like realism. Mm-hmm. They feel like if it's R, then that means they're not holding back. But if it's PG-13, then there's like they have to cut things out, or
they think that it's gonna come out like a children's movie.
Yeah, but not necessarily. You know, they think it's gonna be like Marvel. You know, or Disney that like
bubblegum.
Yeah, not necessarily. You know what I mean?
Well, most movies nowadays come up with like director's cut or something like that, or the unrated edition. So just wait a few more months for that, and then you'll have all the blood and gore you want. For some reason, you sick freaks.
But the thing is, Matt Reeves, I saw a comment. He directed War for the Planet of the Apes, which is, I mean, first of all, the Planet of the Apes trilogy, the new one, is just top tier.
Yeah.
War, I believe, was the last one.
Okay. Oh, the one with Woody Harrelson.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love that one. He's just shaving his head on the balcony.
I know. It was the darkest,
probably
the grittiest movie of the three.
And
it was PG-13.
Yeah.
Matt Reeves can do a PG-13 dark, gritty movie.
Caesar just like holding the gun up to his head. That was so intense.
Thank you. You can make those intense scenes without needing to drop F-bombs every 2 seconds and like put all these crazy scenes in the movie. So I love it. I'm all for it. I mean, one of the greatest movies of all time is The Dark Knight. PG-13. What are we talking about?
Especially with Exactly. With Batman, you can have like the grittiness without having to go like into the abyss. And you already saw him beat a dude's face into the concrete in the trailer. So, I mean, how much what more do you want? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof, Logan. That's a fair argument. Logan. But that actually brings us to the situation where there has been some leaks.
Spoiler alert. Big spoiler alert.
Yeah. So this is DC leaks.
Take it away, Wiley.
Okay. This is DC. I'm not sure. I know Joey is one of a DC fan. I'm not sure who else that listens to us is a big DC fan. I think like Frank.
Which the Batman is not part of DCU.
The Batman is not part of the DCEU. Okay, so which is
not.
It's not. Okay. It's its own separate.
It sounded like you said is now for a second.
No.
What?
It's like saying Nolan trilogy was separate from the other stuff.
No. Yeah. It's still DC, but it's not in the same universe as all the other stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we're talking DC leaks as in DCEU, Justice League, Shazam,
Schneider,
Flash,
all that stuff.
Right? So big spoiler warning if you guys don't want to hear these leaks. But it's causing quite
a timestamp for like fast forwarding.
It's causing quite a controversy. So, which one should I start with? Let's go with the Zack Snyder. Let's start with Zack Snyder. Yeah. So, it's all terrible.
Where's my drink?
So, according to multiple reports, people have seen the Flash movie, people working on it, stuff like that. The Flashpoint movie will effectively erase all of Zack Snyder's projects from existence, i.e. Man of Steel, Batman vs. Superman, Justice League. Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill will no longer be part of the DCEU, which is causing quite an uproar. Of course, I don't know if Joey wants to say anything. I know he was hit the hardest with those news.
I'm gonna stay silent with that.
Yeah.
Stay silent.
It's just so frustrating. It's
the CW's taking over, man.
Yeah,
it's hopping around.
Here's the frustrating thing. With DC, and we've discussed this before. It's nothing that we haven't already said a million times. Yep. DC is very obviously attempting to get what it is that Marvel has in terms of their movies, with the popularity of like all the Marvel movies and stuff like that. And ever since they started with this new line of movies, they've been playing catch up the entire time. And it's evident, you can tell, because the quality isn't there. They're trying to rush it, and it's just no bueno. The funny part is that instead of trying to develop what they already have, which they're already behind, instead they're going to erase everything and start from scratch again and just put themselves behind even more and get rid of their two most famous superheroes. That's like after Avengers getting rid of Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans.
But it's not even at the same level, because Batman and Superman are the biggest superheroes of all time. Marvel superheroes would be nothing without the MCU. People knew Iron Man and knew Captain America. They weren't Batman and Superman.
Not
the
household
movies
names.
Made them that.
You didn't hear those heroes being talked about in recess and stuff like that. Everyone was like, "Oh, I want to be Batman. I want to be Superman." Yeah.
Even Green Lantern and all this stuff. Like, I knew them as a kid. I knew the Justice League, I didn't know anything about Marvel. I knew X-Men. But I have another opinion on this, but I'd rather wait till Wiley gives the other part of the news here.
Okay. So, continuing with more DC leaks. Also, just want to chime in here. None of the directors or people working on the individual movies within the DCEU know what's happening within the DCEU. for example, the Shazam director.
Obvious.
Yeah, no, the Shazam director said, they don't tell me anything. I make my movies assuming that the previous movies are canon. Like, he said he made Shazam assuming that Zack Snyder's Justice League and the other ones were canon and that they were just going forward with that. So literally, they're making movies that contradict each other because they have no idea what's happening.
Well, that's the difference between DC and Marvel. Marvel, we have Kevin Feige, who has his fingers in every single pot, and you can tell that there is an
and he's directly
umbrella.
He's directly involved with every single project, no matter how little it is. Yeah.
Part of one cohesive idea and plan. Everything about DC is just scattered.
Yeah.
And there's no like cohesion. There's no like unity with anything. Is Shazam also being erased from canon?
So Shazam, at the end of the Flash movie, again, we get rid of Cavill, we get rid of Ben Affleck, and Shazam, along with Supergirl and Batgirl, will start the new Justice League.
Is it Supergirl and Batgirl, or is it Superwoman and Batwoman?
I don't know. Superwoman, Supergirl.
They're female.
Yeah.
Okay. Because they're different characters.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I'll tell you right now. But
you still have Gal Gadot as well.
So pretty much, there's gonna be Gal Gadot is still in there. You still have Ezra Miller as the Flash.
And no word yet on Jason Momoa.
I haven't heard anything about Aquaman or Jason Momoa. But after this Flashpoint, it's gonna set up no longer Henry Cavill and no longer Ben Affleck, as we said, but instead we're gonna have the female counterparts of each hero. So we will have Batgirl and Superwoman or Supergirl. I believe it's Superwoman. And they will be the leads with a Man of Steel sequel, but instead it would be Superwoman instead of Superman.
So is it
Woman of Steel? Possibly.
Okay.
Just,
I'm going to explain to you why this bothers me. And it's because DC heard the reviews for the Snyder Cut. They heard without a doubt that it was most people's favorite DC movie by far. They heard that everyone wanted Henry Cavill back, and they heard that everyone loved Ben Affleck, which is a 180 from where people were at on Affleck before when his first movie came out. So you hear all these positive reviews and you see where the community wants you to go. And instead of going there, you decide to completely revamp it. I don't care that it's Batgirl and Supergirl. It doesn't matter to me. I wouldn't be happy if you recasted Superman as another guy and Batman as another guy, because I wanted Henry Cavill back and I wanted Ben Affleck back. Why? This is what's so frustrating about DC. If this is true, I won't watch. You heard the review. You heard what people wanted and you ignored us.
I agree with you. The Ben Affleck wasn't only DC's decision. Ben Affleck said he was depressed. Joss Whedon made his time on Justice League horrible. He said it was the worst experience of his life. He was depressed. He wanted to get out of that. He even went to Matt Damon, and Matt Damon was like, "You got to get out of there, man." So he decided to part ways with them as well, just because it was a terrible experience. So in that case, even if DC was like, "Hey, they want you back," then Henry Cavill, there's no excuse though. Like, Henry Cavill loved being Superman, so there's no reason to not.
He wants to do another one. He said it so many times. I watched the 20-minute interviews where he's like, there's so much untapped emotional depth in these movies that we can do with Superman's character. It's crazy.
Yeah.
That's the funny thing that you see with some of these movies where they, like Darian said, they see where the community is. And when you're making these movies, you're making them for the community. You're making them for the comic book fans that are going to go to the movies and watch it to hopefully see stuff from the source material that they grew up reading, to hit that nostalgia center of their brain where they're like, oh, this is amazing. But instead of catering to the community, they're like, no, we're going to make it this way and you're going to like it. Like, no, we're telling you, we're outright, due to social media, we can talk to the directors. We could talk to the actors and be like, hey, this was awesome. This would be a good idea. Try this. And they said, no, we're going to do the opposite of that. What makes you think that that's going to get you more money?
Yeah.
That's not how that works.
That is my biggest problem. I don't care. And then a lot of people are like, oh, you're just, I was reading today on what was it? I think it was Forbes was talking about it, like the backlash that they were saying people are mad because it's a female Superman and a female. I don't care about that. Give me a Hawk Girl movie. I'm going to be there on opening day because I would love to see that. I loved her as a kid when I was watching Justice League. I love a movie. Give me another. I was hyped for Wonder Woman too. It turned out to be garbage, but I was excited. That does not matter.
It's not like these aren't characters that also exist in the comics. We've seen Batwoman, we've seen Superwoman, but they've always been as like what DC is doing is just erasing the stuff that they already have. Instead of doing that, work them into the story.
Yep.
Write them in. Yes.
If you have Man of Steel 2, you have Henry Cavill Superman, introduce Superwoman. Oh my goodness, have the connection of cousins. Then
train
if you
her,
Black Superman,
show her how to
bring
concentrate
in Val
her powers.
Zod. And then you have the reign of Superman. You have the reign of Superman.
It's like No Way Home. But
said.
For DC.
You have Val Zod, then you have Superboy in there as well.
Connor.
You have Steel.
Oh
Steel in there as well.
Iron Man's back. Right there. Because the Flash is resetting.
Oh, by the way, it's Supergirl, not Superwoman. It is Supergirl.
Okay, it is Supergirl.
Okay. So yeah, and then so basically Supergirl is going to be the main soups of Earth. Michael Keaton will be going forward as the main Batman. He not only signed on for Flash, he signed on for the Batgirl movie and more projects after that. Batgirl will be the main Bat person. But Keaton will still be looming in the background.
So is it going to be like Batman Beyond, where he's like the guy in the chair, and then she's out being Batman?
It might be. Yeah.
Batgirl.
Okay,
that's what I'm saying. You're out of options, so you go to Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton is a great actor. Don't get me wrong.
He is. He is.
But
he is a great Batman.
He's getting up there in age. His Batman was what? When was his Batman? That was what? Batman Forever?
1961. I couldn't do this straight face.
I think it was in the 80s.
You're telling me George Clooney wasn't available?
Give me George Clooney back, man.
I actually read somewhere that George Clooney keeps a picture of him in the Batman costume in his office to remind himself what happens when you take roles specifically for the money.
Yeah.
I figure we touched on everything with this. We got our opinions out.
Real quick, Kyla, who was it that sent a picture of the set?
I saw something. I don't know if it was me that sent it.
It was like a brick wall with like graffiti on it. I think it was you.
With Supergirl, right? In front of it?
Was it?
Or was it a different one?
I'm trying.
Because I saw one with Supergirl and the costume, and it was a weird looking costume.
Was it an Instagram?
I'm looking there. I don't see it.
One of y'all sent something. I just want to see.
Forever ago.
Did y'all see the full picture of it? Let me see.
No, I don't believe so.
I
can't even find it now.
Yeah, one of you guys sent it. I can't find it either.
It's deep in there.
It probably is.
Baby Thanos born in the UK.
Oh yeah, you're going way back. That was like forever ago. I totally missed that the first time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard the rumors
it's lights out on the light.
But no, hold up.
Maybe coming back as Daredevil.
Who?
Yes.
Ben Affleck as Daredevil.
Marvel reached out to him for a cameo.
That's the rumor.
Yeah.
Dang.
Can you imagine Beck in the leather outfit?
Holy cow.
Let me tell you.
They can't, there's no reason they can't now because of multiverse.
Exactly. It'd be funny.
So you can have him and Charlie Cox.
Doctor Strange
crazy
is gonna be wild. February?
No.
Isn't it March?
It's 112 days away.
Okay, so that's that's like April.
Deep,
dude.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that's all I got.
Well, anyway, basically in that picture that was sent I don't know who sent it, but it was like a set photo of like they were carrying like a brick wall, and it had like graffiti on it, and it showed carrying a brick wall. Does that sound funny to you, Kylie?
Oh, yeah.
It's like plastic or whatever. It's just, dressed to look like a brick wall.
I don't know why that just hit me. It was like, yeah, they're just carrying a brick wall.
It's just a set.
I got a jar of dirt.
It's a set prop, it's a set dressing.
Yeah.
And I believe it shows Michael Keaton's Batman on the front of it with like a new suit or whatever. But in the picture that was sent, there is only half of the wall. The other half shows another character. I don't know if you guys want to know who that character is or
not. Send it in the group. Let's not say it on here, just in case.
I mean, we're still on spoiler warning, so if people.
Okay, yeah, sure, whatever.
Go ahead, say it.
Yeah, it's DC. We are spoiling it.
It is Robin. It is Dick Grayson. And the movie will set up Batgirl will set up a Nightwing movie.
Oh, I'm down for that.
Okay,
I might have to
I'm starting like a little more. I'm starting a little more.
Might have to come out of my boycott for a Nightwing movie.
Yeah, but they have officially they have casted a Dick Grayson. Robin. That was Ren shutting the door.
Oh, close. Dude, do we know who or no?
I haven't. I don't know who exactly it is yet. What's up, man? Yeah, go open the door.
Say, Papa. I like myself. Papa.
He said Nightwing.
Wiley did the picture of Avatar 2. Their first look at the kids.
Oh, their son.
Oh yeah, isn't it like a
human
half-breed?
No, it's a human kid.
Oh, is it human?
I don't know how.
Ren.
I mean,
that's my boy.
I know how.
Oh, he got the cheeks out.
He got the cheeks out.
The thing is, like, it's partial DNA that he has in his avatar. So I'm just wondering.
No idea.
That's a recessive gene right
I'm
there.
Gonna assume, I'm gonna assume the movie will explain it, if anything.
I know. Hopefully.
Maybe
that's still not.
Maybe he can shift. Maybe he can shapeshift from Avatar to human.
We're in 2022 now, so that's this year, right?
December.
That's right.
I watched
from 2009.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah. I watched a 30-minute interview that James Cameron and Denis Villeneuve did, and it was just them two talking. They were asking each other questions and just rapping about Dune versus Avatar 2, and it was amazing. You know how cool, like, YouTube does this, I forget what YouTube channel it is, but they have this thing now. It's called Actors Roundtable, Directors Roundtable, Singers Roundtable. And
I would love a Spider-Man roundtable with Toby, Andrew, and Tom.
Yes, it's just 6 or 7 directors or singers or actors, and they're just talking, and it's like so cool because you're just being real with each other.
Kyler lost all his property. He lost all his money. He just got
robbed. No, I just read something. I was listening, D, but I just read something on the Batgirl movie. Okay. Brendan Fraser was cast as the villain.
Yeah, we talked about this.
He's Firefly.
Talked about
Firefly.
This.
Yeah.
I was not paying attention for that conversation. Firefly?
A few weeks ago, and then we went into the whole why he was blacklisted. He
and
also
he's back now.
He played.
I don't remember the Firefly thing.
Yeah, that's how.
I was not listening.
We discussed it like this.
Oh my boy,
what you got to say, Joey?
He's my man. What you mean?
Darian,
that's George of the Jungle right there. That's George of the Jungle.
Turning to the center of the earth, boy.
Darian saying that is what triggered us to start talking about like Brendan Fraser and all that.
Oh yeah.
No,
I wasn't listening for that part.
Fraser Sans. Wiley, how long are we at in the episode so far?
43 minutes, 44.
All right, so that's okay. Cool. That's where we're gonna call it on movie news then for the period, guys. Unless you have something small.
Quick, just a few actors that I've met with Marvel, so potentially roles. Like we said earlier, Justin Timberlake has met with Marvel. Charlize Theron,
Julianne.
I could do without her. We don't really need her. And a new one, phenomenal actor. He had this smash hit movie called After Earth. Jaden Smith has met with Marvel as well for a role.
Yep, nope, we could do without him.
Watch him become a Celestial. Watch him become a Celestial with this dude.
Him and Charlize can kick rocks. I don't need them in Marvel.
What does that even mean?
JT is welcome anywhere. That man.
What's wrong with Charlize Theron?
I don't like anything she's in.
Oh, really?
I get it. She's an A-list actress. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm the Fast and Furious movies have like.
Oh, well, those are
warped.
Yeah.
Her role in those are terrible, but overall, I don't think she's that bad.
No, she's a great actress.
Justin Timberlake could definitely be Human Torch.
Oh, I could probably see
with the red hair already, like kind of like they would go with
frosted tips again.
Yeah, oh man,
in sync.
Yeah, you know what I think it is with Charlize? Every movie she's been, well, I mean not because I don't know every movie she's been in.
I could picture her as like an Asgardian or something.
Choose
like
your words wisely, boy.
She's welcome in the MCU.
I could totally picture her as like an Asgardian.
Swing on him. So the second half of today's episode, ladies and gentlemen, will be Boba Fett discussing the first 3 episodes. We have yet to be able to discuss what our thoughts are.
I forgot we were supposed to talk about that. Yeah.
Right? So did I.
That's like 3. Look at that. We haven't recorded in that long. That we've 3 episodes we haven't talked about.
And we haven't even really talked about it amongst ourselves.
Nope, not at all.
Like our views on the show. So you're going to get it first live right here on the podcast.
So I'd love to know. I'm going to start with let's start with Kyler. Overall,
the Star Wars guy.
Yeah, overall the first 3 episodes, good, bad, what you expected, not so much. Where are you sitting with them?
Okay, so it is, in my opinion, it's not. It is more or less what I expected. And it's kind of doing the same thing as Mandalorian, where it's a lot of, it kind of sort of feels like filler-ish, but it's slow progression. But that being said, I'm still thoroughly enjoying it. I like it a lot. I know that there's a lot of people who've had very mixed reviews, but I'm having a good time. More probably because it's just more Star Wars. But I'm enjoying it. I think I never know how to pronounce his name. The actor who actually plays Boba Fett.
Tamara Morrison.
Tamara Morrison.
Is it Tamara?
Yeah,
is that
Tamara.
Tamara.
I think it's Tamara. Let's go ahead.
Tamara.
Props for that dude for being his age. I think he's in his like 50s.
No, he's
like in his 60s.
He's 61.
60s? Okay.
Oh, wow.
He's in pretty freaking good shape for this show.
He's
good for him, man.
He's 61, and this chick that plays assassin
Ming-Na Wen.
Ming-Na Wen. Yeah, she's 50. Yep. She's like 51 too.
No.
Yeah.
Wow, she looks incredible.
She looks incredible. She looks like late 30s, early 40s, if anything.
What are they putting in the milk these days? Because these 50-year-olds today, I tell you, back in my day, 50 years old, you were looking like Betty White. And these days, let me tell you.
Come on, man. Come on, don't do that. Don't do that.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Oh, you know, she's literally older than sliced bread.
Yeah, literally.
And ballpoint pens. Well, she was. So let's take a moment for a second. Betty White did pass away.
Yeah. That happened since it was recorded.
Why are you laughing?
So disrespectful to say let's take a moment and then crack up during the one moment you're supposed to be quiet.
Because the funniest moments are when you're not supposed to laugh.
That's true.
She lived a good life. Let me tell you, 99 years old. Come on now. You can't complain.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
And we lost Bob Saget last week, or
a
few days ago.
Yeah, so we're waiting. We're waiting for one more because they come in threes.
Stop.
Yeah.
That really like threw me off. I was like, "What in the world?"
Same. That was pain, but positive.
Back to Boba Fett.
There have been a few scenes which surprise me for Disney, especially with Star Wars and how much effects are required in Star Wars. A few scenes, more especially practical? In this last episode. No, not more practical, because I love the practical effects. Mm-hmm. But especially in this last episode, and I know D hasn't seen it, but Joey and Wadi, you both saw it, right?
Yes, sir.
The scene with the chase scene in this last episode.
Tell me that wasn't the slowest high-speed chase ever.
First of all, absolutely the slow. I think they were going maybe 23 miles an hour max.
That was, I could have caught him on foot. Like
No, they were driving.
Yeah. They were driving in the scene, Darian, and I'm pretty sure we could have caught up on foot with how fast they were going.
Some of the scenes in that like sequence looked a little rough, like some of the CGI.
I don't know how big of a budget
surprises me.
This show has.
I know.
I don't know if it's as big as Mando. I don't know. I have no idea. So
it was just a little weird. Like you're looking at it and like, oh, that didn't look very.
I agree.
Clean. It was just kind of weird. But overall, I enjoy it. I give it positive reviews.
That's good to hear.
Those bikes were out of pocket.
They're like Vespas.
Yeah,
it was like Back to the Future. It was like Back to the Future.
Weird.
It was uncomfortable.
Like 30 side mirrors on each side.
Just bright
Speaking
colors.
Of Back to the Future. Joey, why don't you tell me what are your opinions on the Mandalorian or Boba Fett so far? I keep doing that.
Weird segue.
Oh, Mike.
I told this to D because of the fact that we've gotten so much Marvel content and now we're back on Star Wars. It's so refreshing to have a change of pace. Mm-hmm. And I had no expectations going into Boba Fett. I literally did not know what it was going to be about whatsoever. And I'm enjoying it so much. Just because it's just a change of pace. Mm-hmm. And then the amount of information that we get in episode 2 about the Tuskens, we get a little bit more backstory about them and him making a relationship with them. I don't know. I'm smiling throughout all 3 episodes.
It's refreshing.
Yeah.
Because it's good. That's a really good way to put it.
Disney's been a little oversaturated with Marvel. Not that I'm complaining, because I love it. And most of this, pretty much everything they put out has been really, really entertaining. But like Visions, Star Wars Visions was kind of a letdown. In my opinion, I didn't enjoy it very much. So it just feels like it's been a long time since we got some like quality Star Wars.
Mm-hmm. Wiley, what about you?
I didn't know what to expect because literally there was like no information on this. That being said, I'm thoroughly enjoying it. It seems like what Kyler said, it feels like fillers, but then again, we don't even know because we have to wait till the end of the season to look back and be like, oh, those all meant something. You know, like we have no idea at this point because we still don't know technically what the show is about. And that being said, I am still enjoying it. I do love the whole, every time he's in the back to tank, it goes back to him dreaming to like the past, like, you know, memories, which is awesome. You see why he is the way he is now. He's not the same old Boba. I don't know, like, and then you see how he's struggling with trying to take over Mos Espa, but like no one respects him because he does things differently. So it's like he's just trying really hard. I don't know. I'm enjoying it so far.
The Wookiee fight scene.
Oh man. Whew.
Oh, is that in episode 3?
That's episode
3.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to that.
Well, as soon as they showed him in episode 2, Crystal and I were watching it, and I looked at her. I was like, "I need
Kirsten Tan.
Oh wow, cool. As soon as they showed him, I was like, "I need a fight scene. I need these two to go at it."
It was
because
dope.
That's just gonna be so awesome. And he's from the comics. He's an actual bounty hunter.
Santon.
Yeah,
Santon.
He's from the newer comics, the Dr. Afra comics. So we're talking.
Yes. In the comic, in the show, they portrayed it slightly differently, but in the comics. He has, but it's inside. There's cybernetics inside his knuckles. They're metal. So when he punches you, he's punching you with steel knuckles.
That is
it's nuts. But he's just super cool, and I was really, really happy to see them actually like use him.
Yeah.
I gotta say, for myself, as someone who is really averse to fillers in shows, I think episodes 1 and 2 would both fall under the category, I guess, of fillers, yet I still loved both of them. I loved them. Like the first episode was great, and then the second episode with the Tusken Raiders, not once in my head was I thinking, when are we going back to the main plot line? I was like, this is
right.
I'm okay with this whole episode.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yes, because what I'm looking for from Boba Fett is I want to see more of a, I mean, he's older, so you're not. I don't plan on seeing some crazy stuff. I want to see a more grounded, Godfather-esque leader of the underworld, someone that leads, like he said in episode 1, with respect and not by fear. So making alliances, that kind of thing. So maybe these episodes feel like he's building an alliance with the Tusken Raiders, so that when episode 7 hits, boom, climax.
I think that's the difference. That it feels kind of filler-esque, but it's really more in the category of setup, where there isn't a whole lot of story progression, but you can tell that they're putting down the foundation for more later on down the road.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
which was my problem with Mandalorian, because you think about the episode where he was training those people to fight against the ones who were stealing from their little pueblo, whatever it was.
Where he met Cara Dune.
Yeah. Okay. That's where he met her.
Yeah. That's
You're
why
right.
he goes back.
That's
why I was saying with you, Mando.
You're
those aren't really fillers; they are setup. But I think we view it as fillers because we're desperate to get to the main storyline already. Although,
it is possible, yeah.
Like for example, the ice planet with the huge spider. It's set up
Rangers of the Republic.
It's set up Rangers exactly, and so it was like filler, but it was also technically a setup episode. So
and that one that Derry just referenced is where we met Cara Dune, who ended up being a really important character later on.
Yeah.
That could just be my bias towards like I want main storyline.
That's what I think it is, and I think it. Also with Boba, we don't know exactly. Like we have an idea, but we don't know exactly what it's leading up to. So it's like,
in all fairness, I mean, how many episodes are in each season of Mando? Like 10? 8, 10?
I think 10 are in both.
10.
Okay.
I don't remember.
Out of those 10, 8 of them are side quests.
Yeah, no,
like there isn't a lot of main story progression in Mando.
Nope.
But it's still great. Like every episode is still like, wow, this is pretty cool.
Yeah.
It is.
I don't know if you caught it. The mechanic from Mando, remember the mechanic with the 3 bots? She showed up in the background of Boba.
I saw the pit droids. I didn't see her.
Yeah.
Huh.
No, yeah, she was walking with all 3 of them. You know how what is it? When he went to go when he left the Tuskens on that beast to go into that town, you see him on the beast in the background. You see her walking in the background with the 3 droids.
No kidding.
It's called the
I
Bantha.
love pit droids.
A Bantha? Sorry, I'm not well versed in all the names yet.
Bantha fodder.
Bantha fodder is Bantha doo-doo pretty much. Yeah. But I'm enjoying it.
So it seems like we're all
good. Yeah. You need to watch episode 3D.
Yeah.
Danny Trejo.
I'm gonna check it out. I haven't had yesterday and today I've been like running around like crazy, but I do need to check it out.
I mean, I don't want to spoil it for you though. There's something I really want to talk about in episode 3.
Was it the thing Kyler already spoiled?
About Danny Trejo?
Yeah.
No. Well,
Danny Trejo's in
this dude.
Yes, but the reason why he's there. I want to talk about
dude,
why
I
he's
can't
there.
wait to see him create that relationship with.
My God.
Yes.
I got
so
excited.
No, that
that is gonna be awesome.
So
I really want to talk about that. I really want to talk about that.
We'll get to that on the next time we talk about Boba Fett. But I got to tell you, this is some extremely positive reviews we're giving Boba Fett overall. I think the last time I've seen us give overall positive like this was WandaVision's first 3 episodes. It's been a while. Looking back, WandaVision was not. I enjoy WandaVision. We had a great time with it.
You have much more fond memories of that show than I do.
Okay, maybe that's true.
Your
nostalgia. I
is
thought we all had a great
much
time
deeper
with
than mine.
WandaVision.
I fell off hard after episode, I think 3. I was like, nah.
Wow. Okay. Well, you know what? That's actually what our next episode.
I think
of the
WandaVision is my
going to be
least
about.
favorite Marvel show at this
By
point.
far.
Yeah.
Well, we'll discuss that.
Yeah.
We are going to get to that on the next episode.
In the next
but
episode,
for now,
yeah.
let me see here. Well, guys, talk about some
music. He's trying to vamp because he just closed out the music.
All right, everyone. This is the end of our
We're
entertainment
professional
news.
podcasters.
And Boba Fett review.
Just pass it over to me. Hurry up.
Joey, why don't you take it over?
That's Lights Out on the Lipo podcast.
Yeah, and remember, if you want to buy things without looking at the price tag,
It's too
you gotta be
late.
willing to work without looking at the clock. Goodbye, everyone.
It's too late.